Hello. Okay, nail clipping. I've been asked a couple of times just over the last 2 or 3 days about clipping nails on a dog that really doesn't want you to clip his nails. So this isn't going to be a video about the right way to nail clip and foot health and all that sort of thing. This is simply about retraining a dog that doesn't want their nails clipped. Now, my lovely Trevor, unfortunately, when I clipped his nails a few weeks ago, I quicked him, which means I cut through the quick, just caught the end of it, and it bled profusely and it hurts like Billy-O. And after I'd done that, he said I was not allowed to touch his feet under any circumstances. And he was really, really very anxious about it and quite clear that he wasn't going to allow it. So I've been spending the last few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, working on changing that and getting his nails cut because they were getting quite long, and obviously that's a health issue. So for this, you'll notice that I've got the clippers on the bench, and I spent quite a lot on the sofa. I spent quite a lot of time with the clippers just around in his environment while I'm doing fun things so that we get more used to it. And I also use a very high value treat, which is cheese. For Trevor, so I wouldn't use cheese for very many things, but this is a high value treat. Colin, get back on your bed because this is not your game. Good boy. There we go. Right, so Colin's decided he's in nuisance mode today, so I apologise for that. Let's get the cheese out of the way. Okay, so the first thing we've got to do is get him comfortable with being touched. Good boy. The nail clippers are there. I'm not going to be doing anything except moving them around. Nice, good boy. Now, he's a lot more comfortable with this already than he was when I started this process. So you may find that your dog is a lot more uncomfortable and tense. So just do short sessions and try and reward really well for this because it's hard work for them. And try and end on a good note. Don't try and push for your luck for a little bit more. Good boy. So having got him comfortable with me stroking him, I'm now going to just start running my hand down his leg. And you can't possibly see on the camera, but he's already tensed slightly that I'm doing that. Just run my hand from his shoulder all the way down his leg. Good boy. So I wouldn't be going with it particularly, I wouldn't do it with any dog, but particularly with a dog that was a bit anxious about it, I wouldn't just grab his foot. I think that would make him very much worse. So I'm just going to run my hand down his leg so he knows where it's going. I've got hold of his foot. I'm just going to pick it up. Oh, good boy. Yes, that was really nice. Good lad. Now I have done these stages, and when I first started retraining this, that's as far as I went. I would have stopped after this, quit for the day, done another session tomorrow. But we've got a little bit further than this. Good boy. So you can see he's pulling back a little bit. It's okay. You're all right. Good boy. So now this isn't ideal husbandry. So ideal husbandry would be husbandry with consent, where I would do this with a chin rest or some other method of him giving me consent, and he would actually allow it. Unfortunately, I haven't got time. I'm going to be working on that as well, but I haven't got time because his nails are getting really long, and I'm worried about accidents and him tearing them and making the whole thing worse again. So this training is purely to teach him to tolerate it, okay, which isn't ideal. Good boy. So he's looking at me. Good boy. Yay, nice. Good lads. I'm not going to be at all stingy about this. I'm going to be very, very generous because this is really hard for him, and I want him to know that it's worth his trouble to cope with it. Right, the next stage is to pick the clippers up and hold the paw. Nice, good boy, yes. Oh dear, notice he's tucking it away. As soon as I've let go, he's saying, no, this is my foot. I'm tucking that out the way. Good boy. Can I have it back, please? Yeah. Good puppy, nice, well done. Very good. Good lad. Oh, cheese is driving Colin crazy behind the camera. Good boy. And I'm just gradually moving around. So this again, what I've done here, that I would have taken 2 or 3 days to teach this. And I'm sure I did. I can't remember now because it was a couple of weeks ago we were doing this. One of the next things to remember is the noise that the clippers make. So I can just, without holding his paw to start with, just hold the clippers and just flick it so it makes a noise. Oops, a daisy. boy. And he's getting more anxious. I don't know if you can see, he's starting to get more anxious about this. He's getting a little bit tense, but he's coping. Oops, a daisy. Hands are slipping off, got too much cheese. Good boy. Lovely. Very nice. Super. Good boy. Very nice. So then I'm going to do that next to his nails. Good boy. Oh, you're such a clever puppy. Yes, you are. Good boy. And now I'm just, I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. There's a little clicky noise when I'm touching the nail with the clippers. Come on, Puppet. Good puppy, good lad. So you probably see he was flinching slightly. He's really not very comfortable about this, but he was tolerating it. He was coping. He's tucked it away immediately to say, I really don't want you to do any more, please, Mum. Sadly for him, I'm going to make the video and he's going to have a claw cut. Good boy. But I'm going to pay him immensely well for coping with it. And I'll probably give him a day off from this tomorrow. Good boy. Okay. Now, if you look at the nails, these nails are really quite long. If I put the clippers down, will you let me get the camera in, sweetheart? Good boy. So his nails are really, all right, good boy, quite long, and they need quite a lot taking off them. They're not going to get a lot taking off them. What I'm going to do is I am going to take a tiny weeny bit off the end of one nail, and then I'm going to stop. So particularly when I start with puppies, when I start training a dog in the first place, I would personally do one nail every day, because if you wait until the whole lot of them need doing, you've got a big trauma to get round the whole blooming lot, and it's a great big thing. And also it only needs doing every sort of 5 to 6 weeks, or maybe a bit more if you do a lot of pavement walking, and the dogs don't get enough practice at it. Whereas if you do one nail every day, or aim to do one nail every day and get it done 4 or 5 times a week, and take a tiny weeny bit off, there's no trauma because it's all over and done with quickly and you can quit, and they get lots and lots of practice, so it becomes not part of normal your daily routine, and they don't worry about it nearly so much. So I really recommend only doing a little bit. I'm going to try and get, tell you what I'm going to do is put my glasses on before I make another mistake, because cutting nails is not something to be done without your glasses on, is it? Good boy. Okay, nice, good boy. Okay, so I'm going to take the tiniest little bit off. Good boy. Wow, look at you, clever puppy. That's amazing. Well done. I don't know if I can even find the little bit I took off. Looks like cheese crumbs. Oh, no, there it is. So I have taken the tiniest little bit off the end of that nail, because what I want is I want it to be really successful. I want him to discover that he's had a nail clipped. It didn't hurt. It was a little bit scary. Nothing went wrong. He feels fine. His nail doesn't even feel odd because it doesn't feel very different, because it's so there's so little taken off it. But if I keep doing this over every day, they are gradually getting a little bit shorter, and he's getting much more comfortable with it. And because they've got long, the quicks inside have got long, so the quicks will keep growing if the nail keeps growing. So I won't be able to cut them down to proper length now, without cutting through the quick again. So if I keep cutting them just a tiny bit closer to the quick will start to recede. And if you know anybody who has chewed their nails down really, really, really short, the quick goes. I mean, if you or I cut our nails down to where some people have their nails bitten to, it would definitely bleed like heck. But because their quick has receded because they've been biting at them for so long. And that's the process I'm going to try and do with Trevor, and just reduce them over time with a little bit every day. So good boy. Good puppy. And then tomorrow I'll do a little bit on the other front paw, and then the next day I'll do some on one of the back paws. Hope that's helpful.